The idea was to obtain more information about the Luxembourg securitization market. Because the transactions are mainly private and the vehicles are not regulated, we only have very few publicly available information. So since about 5 years, now we are asking the market participants about how they see the market. So this is PwC Luxembourg and LuxCMA together are asking the corporate services, the lawyers and also arrangers how they see the market. The questions are ranging from, for example, asking how many vehicles they are servicing, what are the total assets, what are the asset classes they are servicing, and then also questions about what are the main opportunities, the main threats for the Luxembourg market, and how do they see the development in the future. One of the main factors of the unique selling points of Luxembourg as issuer jurisdiction is the legal certainty. Luxembourg has a dedicated law on securitization, which other jurisdictions don't. And the second unique selling point is the possibility to create compartments. So the first point, the legal certainty, helps to create trust for the investors, for the rating agencies, for all players, that they know they have a framework, legal certainty since more than 20 years now, while still offering sufficient flexibility. So the Luxembourg law is not that restrictive on the asset classes, on the ways of financing. So even so giving a strict framework, still offering flexibility with it. The second point is this flexibility, meaning we can create compartments. So that means we have a silo within one compartment, which within one company, which is hosting one transaction, while segregating, clearly legally segregating the assets and liabilities of each transaction. And that is very important because it allows to reduce the costs in creating a new transaction. And not only the cost, also the time to market is way faster because you only need a board decision in order to create a new compartment. Since around 2 years, we also have answers acknowledging the advantages of the modernization of the Luxembourg securitization law. It now allows more legal forms, it allows a full loan financing, and one of the main features is it allows for the active management of debt portfolios. So Luxembourg is now ready to welcome CDO and CLO managers for their structures. One could think that in a more unregulated world like the securitization vehicles in Luxembourg, we see, let's say, the fancy asset classes, anything new. But actually what we observe, or our participants to the survey observe, is very clearly trade receivables as one of the main asset classes, or auto loans and lease receivables. So let's say that the classical financing assets, so the securitization helps financing the real economy, which is the original purpose of securitization. What we also see in Luxembourg, which is more specific to Luxembourg as such and not the classic European securitization definition, is the repackage of fund assets or of bonds to make them investable for some specific investors. We also see quite a bunch of structured products, so that means a performance is given to the investors through derivatives. They're not, let's say, so many compared to the other vehicles, but those vehicles are very big and they're using a lot the compartment concept, which we have here in Luxembourg. Then we also ask our participants, okay, that's the state now, but what do you think we will see as asset classes in the future? And there, clearly the most answers were going towards green securitization. So that is a trend we already see currently with ESG in the fund world. And it seems that securitization is not yet at this level, but will most likely follow. And then the second most answers was about that more regulatory-driven structures will be used, so non-tranched securitization vehicles which would not fall under the European regulation, and also securitization vehicles which at the same time are alternative investment funds. Interestingly enough, say 3-4 years ago, we have discussed a lot about blockchain assets, tokenization, even crypto assets, and a lot of people thought that this will be the new boom for securitization. But in the end, well, yes, it exists, but there are far less of those assets in Luxembourg securitization vehicles than one would have imagined a couple of years ago. last but not least, let me finish with the overall outlook our participants have mentioned. Actually, 3/4 of the respondents answered that they think that the Luxembourg securitization markets will slightly or even significantly grow within the next 1 to 5 years. And well, I can only agree to this statement, and I'm looking forward to see that development.